Good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. Today we're going to be looking at the spiritual practice of sleep. That's right, sleep. The number one enemy of Christian spiritual formation is exhaustion. We are living well beyond our means, both financially and physically. And as a result, one of the primary activities of human life is being neglected: sleep. According to many studies, the average person needs about 8 hours of sleep in order to maintain health. This tells us that God has designed humanity to spend nearly 1/3 of our lives sleeping. And that is a stunning thought. We were made to spend a large portion of our existence essentially doing nothing. The failure to do so results in damage to our physical health, loss of energy, and decreased productivity. And our sleep deprivation often hurts others. In some countries, more people are killed each year by drowsy drivers than drunk drivers. In Dr. Sai Yang Tang's excellent book on rest, he quotes Arch Hart, who says, "We need rest more today than ever before in history." And Dr. Tan goes on to show how in the 1850s, the average American slept 9.5 hours a night. And I would imagine that that would have applied to people throughout the world. By 1950, that number had dropped to 8 hours a night. Today, many people sleep under 7 hours a night. They have dropped under the needed amount of sleep, and as a result, suffer at several levels. A poll done by the National Sleep Foundation in America found that 49% of adults have sleep-related problems, and that 1 in 6 suffers from chronic insomnia. A study done by the National Institute of Mental Health, in which participants were allowed to sleep as much as they could each night, and on average they slept 8.5 hours. Those who participated in the study said they felt happier, less fatigued, and more creative, energetic, and productive. God designed us to be stewards of our lives, body, mind, and soul. And we must begin with caring for our bodies, which apparently require 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. To fail to do so results in fatigue and consequently failure in other areas of our lives. What does this have to do with spiritual formation? The human person is not merely a soul housed in a body. Our bodies and souls are united. If our bodies suffer, so do our souls. We cannot neglect the body in pursuit of spiritual growth. Everything we do in our lives, including the practices of spiritual formation, we do in and with our bodies. If our bodies are not sufficiently rested, our energies will be diminished, and our ability to pray, read the Bible, and enter into times of solitude will be minimized. All of our spiritual formation is a combination of our action and God's action. We must do something, but we rely on God to provide what is needed in order to change. And sleep is a perfect example of this. You cannot make yourself sleep. You cannot force your body to sleep. Sleep is an act of surrender. It is a declaration of trust. It is admitting that we are not God, who never sleeps. We cannot make ourselves sleep, but we can create the conditions that are necessary for sleep. Spiritual disciplines are not ways to earn anything from God, but they are wise practices that allow God to teach, train, and heal us. Sleep, therefore, is a good spiritual discipline. And so, begin today with one of the most foundational spiritual disciplines, getting enough sleep. You might like to try one day this week sleeping until you cannot sleep anymore. And if you need to, find a day when you can sleep in. Your aim is to sleep or to stay in bed until you can finally say, I am completely rested. I do not need to sleep or stay in bed a minute longer. And you may need to get others to help you to do this. Try at least to get at least 7 hours of sleep 3 times this week. And of course this might mean that you will have to go to bed earlier than usual. And here are some ideas about how to get yourself to sleep more readily. Go to sleep at a consistent time each night. And we know this well, but we often don't practice it. Don't spend time looking at a screen before you go to sleep. Don't drink coffee before you go to sleep. Do not force yourself to sleep. If you do not feel drowsy, read a book. Meditate on a psalm, listen to soft music. Sit up and gaze out your window until you feel drowsy, and then go back to bed. Until your body is ready for sleep, tossing and turning in bed will not work. And if you wake up in the middle of the night but do not have to get up, stay in bed. Give your body a chance to fall back to sleep. I hope that this has helped to encourage you to sleep and to encourage you to use sleep as a spiritual discipline so that you are rested and ready to walk through the day with God. Amen.